Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 25 of the Band of Bravos. I am your host and GM for this extraordinary game. I'm Jason Bulmahn. I'm the director of game design at Paizo and part of the team that made Pathfinder. And before we get started here, as always, I'm going to toss it around the horn and let folks introduce themselves and their characters. We're going to start off with James.
Hello, this is James Jacobs. I'm the creative director for Pathfinder. I'll be playing Shensen, the bard who's wielding the silver anniversary weapon.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Ooh, fancy. Hi, all. I'm Maryssa. I'm Paizo's web content manager. I play Ilana Thistlefoot, our halfling druid.
Hi, folks. I'm Jason Keeley, Starfinder developer. I'm playing Roark Thunderbird, the Tengu swashbuckler, and happy quadrancentennial, everybody.
That's right. 25 episodes. How'd that even happen?
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
25.
We grinded
heck.
for it, Jason. We toiled every Friday.
It's a silver jubilee.
Nice to know that my game is a toil to you there, Peyton.
It was a struggle.
Yeah, all right.
Ooh, them fighting words.
Let me warm up my crit dice.
No. Just don't kill me,
Jason.
please.
I've been meaning to ask you, Jason, about your meteorite die. Is it like, did you throw it out now that we don't confirm criticals anymore?
No, now I just wear it like a talisman of evil.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess that works.
Yeah, it plays out nicely.
For those wondering, I am Peyton Smith. I am the social media producer here at Paizo, and I'll be playing Cloaker Bones. And one of the things that we like to do on the stream is for you, chat, to give us hero points and to give Jason villain points. And I need to actually accumulate which ones because our overlay resets every time. Maryssa, you have none. You have no points at all. Chat.
No, wait,
chat.
I have one. Somebody just gave me one.
Oh, fine. You get one, I guess.
Just one. Thank you, chat.
I currently have one. Mr. Keeley only has one. And Mr. Jacob, you have none. And Mr. Bulmahn, you have two.
I have how many?
Two villain points. And
I'm using them both on you, Lauren.
good. Let's bring it on. And so basically for this is you can use the channel points down in Twitch. If you're on desktop, it's at the bottom left side of your chat box usually. And you accumulate those points by watching Paizo streams. Me with Mr. James Jacobs here, answering all of your fun questions on Tuesdays or watching Band of Bravos on Fridays. And additionally, if you really don't like us at all, just like Jason wants to kill me today, you can give him a multitude of villain points. And with those villain points, you are able to assist our demise to balance out all the hero points that the rest of chat may be giving us. And so with all of that, Mr. Bulmahn, what do you have for us today?
Well, we've got another exciting adventure.
Don't lie to me.
Oh, he sounds excited. That's a problem for us.
Come on, everybody get excited. All right, so when we last left our intrepid band of adventurers, they had traveled deep beneath the surface of the earth on a quest for the good Goblin King Bright Crown, attempting to broker a peace with the orcs who had taken over the surface mine. This had led them on a rather meandering a series of quests, first just trying to meet with the orcs and now trying to curry their favor to ensure a successful deal. This has led them to deal with the boggards, trying to get boats and discovering their dark secret. But most recently, it has led the group into the territory controlled by the drow. The orcs have a problem in their part of the cave in that they are preyed upon by cloakers. They cannot go out onto the hungry lake and fish because the cloakers swoop down from above, snatch them out of their boats, and eat them. They do not seem to do this to the drow. They only feast upon orcs. And the orcs are kind of curious as to why and are suspicious of foul play, especially when it comes to the drow. To this end, the Bravos have ventured into drow territory. The Bravos have ventured into drow territory, making their way through a vast and confusing maze. After dealing with some drow hunting parties, the party came into contact with a warped, twisted deep gnome named Muck. Muck led you through the maze, but could not leave the place herself. She is some wretched cast-off experiment of the drow, and she is forced to live her life in these caves. But she did help you out and got you to the main drow cave where the Weeping Citadel is located. Venturing out into the cave after dealing with some guardians and some challenges along the way, the Bravos made their way around this vast cavernous space, circling around the Weeping Citadel, making their way all the way around this, trying to find the entrance to the Cloaker Caves. There, they found this grand door, and in front of it was kind of this altar area. This altar area was being manned by a drow priestess and some other drow and some grothlets, these warped slug-like flesh-warped creatures, and they were stripping the flesh from kobolds and by lowering them into this vat and then collecting up buckets of flesh as if to take them on some errand. You interrupted this, saving one particular kobold who is still in the cage, actually, and was very badly hurt, if I recall correctly, by the exploding grothlets when they die. But you were able to put an end to the priestess and retrieve her key. This key goes to a great iron door that is behind you that you assume, if your drow contact back in Kobold Town was to be believed, that this door leads up into the Cloaker Caves. That is, I believe, where we left off. Is that about right?
I think so.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I think I healed our kobold friend, and we found like an altar.
Yes, I believe we're still technically here. I've moved you all so that I could easily group you, but yeah, this was basically the scene when we left.
Right. I think we were going to loot the altar before I kicked the whole thing into the bubbling pit.
Yeah, there was an attempt to search through the drow bodies, and you have found a handful of things of value. There's a rather nice hand crossbow. There was a rather nice shield. There's a handful of alchemical items, and something that might be potions of some sort. But between last week and this week, I've already kind of given you all that stuff, and I will assume that you identify it at your next soonest convenience. So to keep things moving.
Mm-hmm. We should let this guy free.
Yes. How many spells do I have? 'Cause I'm gonna heal him.
I believe you included him in one of the bursts that you did.
Oh, yeah.
If I recall correctly, he was healed back up. So when you approach him in the cave, he's like, "Mac, mac, 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 mac," and he's kind of shaking the cage bars.
I translate.
Okay.
Yeah, basically he's asking to be let free.
Yep. Is there a lock, or can I just give the cage bar? Can I just give the cage bar a good kick? Can I break it?
There's just a latch. You can open it. Yeah, he can't reach it from the inside, but yeah.
Fantastic.
Be
free.
All right. Well, you let him free, and he comes running out and is looking around and is like, he looks to you and he's like, "Mac, mac, 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 mac," which is, kobold for how do I get out of here?
Mac,
I don't have an answer for that.
Mac.
He's like, "Mac?"
Mac, yeah. Believe me, Nick.
Mac.
Mac.
Mac?
Mac.
Mac.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he gathers up, he goes over to some of the drow and picks up some of their weapons. Just the ordinary kind of like, here's a short sword and here's some armor that he tries strapping on. He looks like he's about to head out and find his way back toward the maze.
Mac. Then Mac.
Ah, Mac.
Good luck, Mac.
Mac.
Tell him that tell him to find Muck, and that we sent you.
Mac.
Ah, Muck.
Yeah.
Mac. He points at the door and is like, Mac.
Yeah, man, go. Get it. I understand. Conversation over.
He agrees and he departs.
Look how he facing the wall like that. Wow.
Yeah, he goes out. As he was leaving, he pointed at the door and said that anyone who passed beyond those doors never returned.
Sounds exactly where we need to go.
Yeah, that sounds like a dare.
All right.
All right.
Well, you can make your way in that direction if you like.
Before that, I'm going to push this entire thing into the bubbling pit.
So the
All of
altar
it.
itself looks like it's made out of like stone that's been pulled up out of the floor of the cavern. It doesn't look like it would tip over very easy, but there are like a whole bunch of there's like books and like incense braziers atop this thing that you could just throw in.
All right. Anything you guys want from the table before it all goes into the pot?
Nah.
We already got it.
I
Into
want
the
to
pot
help.
it goes.
So there's
I wanna
this
help.
book that has oddly skin-like looking pages covered in blasphemous writing. And then there is a large silver plate in front of it. And there are 2 silver incense holders.
Oh, the silver things might be worth keeping since this is episode 25.
Well, if you want to.
I mean, I don't know how supernatural you want to get, but next week is Friday the 13th.
Hooray!
Ooh, you're right.
And what's the name of the person running us through this thing? That's okay. We've got one on our side too, so that cancels out.
No, it doesn't. I'm twice as tall as yours.
What?
Twice as tall as your
We
Jason.
have
I count
heights?
as twice as much Jason. God, forget it. All right, moving on.
I just thought we were like anomalies who existed on the internet.
No. All right, moving on.
All right.
We're just
I
a
don't
bunch
want any
of
of it.
ones and zeros, man.
They can't all be winners. I don't know what you want from me. All right. All right, so you're able to... are you keeping the silver stuff?
Shensen?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Silver
Okay.
is nice.
So you're able to gather it all up and make your way towards the large iron doors. They're double doors, but beyond that, they're even like bigger than ordinary doors. They're probably the whole thing is about 20 feet wide, and the doorway is about 30 feet tall. The
Kong
doors are made of iron. It looks like, but it looks like they have counterweight built into them, so they're pretty easy. Like they have this weight and pulley system on the outside to make them easier to open.
Got the key, and I'm unlocking it.
All right. Well, you make your way up to the door, and you kind of unlock it, and it kind of makes this loud clunk noise as you unlock the door, and you pull it open, and as you do so, there's clearly a difference in air pressure on that side versus this side, because the moment you pull it open, there's kind of this foam of air that kind of rushes out, and it's kind of cold and damp. The air inside this cave is rather warm, actually. Pretty warm and humid in here. But on the other side of these doors, it appears to be kind of cold. And there's this kind of heavy stench of rot and maybe fish and vaguely like wet lizard.
It's like opening a door on a burp. Ugh.
Smells like the Washington coast. Sounds like we're going in the right direction.
All right.
Homesick.
So you make your way through the doors. Do you close them behind you?
We probably should.
Yeah, let's close them and even lock them, so we can't be followed.
Can we lock it from the other side? Does it look like we can?
Yes.
Maybe we can.
Yes.
Oh, so we don't have to wedge like a wooden chair against the handle, which will keep without anything.
Right.
Even
exactly.
if you had a wooden chair against like 30-foot tall doors, you're not sure it would do much.
I don't know. It's like, so I might get intimidated by like a small stool propping up like a 20-foot tall door.
That's asking for trouble. You see that in a video game, you go, nope.
They'll be thwarted. The physics will go crazy and like do like 60 damage to anyone in the area.
Don't mess with the physics engine. All right, so you make your way past this door and you close it behind you and lock it. And you find yourself back in kind of wild caves. They are winding, pretty meandering, although it is very clear that there is kind of a definitive path. There are some branching caves, but they don't look like they've been well traversed. Whereas the path that you are on looks very clearly used on a regular basis. Debris has been cleared out of the way, and there's kind of a clear winding path. There are still points where you have to kind of climb up limestone flows and around stalactites and whatnot, and stalagmites. But on the whole, the path is pretty obvious. There is something you notice almost right away. The moment you get through the doors, you start encountering piles of bone.
Can we identify the bones? Are they cobalt bones? Are they just piles of massive amounts of different bones?
Well, upon looking at them, you can immediately tell there's definitely two varieties that are overwhelmingly present. Why don't you give me a nature check?
All right. Oh.
Not great.
Not great
well,
and not worth a hero point.
You can clearly make out that some of the bones are of, you would guess, drow.
Aww.
They look like kind of thin, narrow skeletons, humanoid, slightly longer skulls, but you would guess drow. And the fact that there are scattered about old scraps of like ruined leather and rusted weapons, it's pretty clear that drow died in these caves.
All right. Can I tell about anything about the other set of bones?
The other set of bones is definitely weird. It's not drow. That much you can be certain of, because there are bones that are like, this doesn't belong in a humanoid. And there are, like at one point you find what appears to be like some sort of wing. It's really rotten and old and desiccated. So it's kind of hard to make out exactly what it was, but there's clearly like a wing structure with like thin little wing bones.
Could be a bat. Could be something else.
I mean, bat seems possible, but it's really big. I mean, like, it would have to be a bat that had like a 10 to 15 foot wingspan.
I mean, we did run into one of those earlier.
It's
Much earlier. Do they look like they met a violent end? Are they just bones? Are there like chunks taken out of them? Are there cuts into them? Or can I not tell that?
It's a little too rotten for you to be able to tell. It does feel like the membrane between it feels almost like leather.
Oh, like it's been mummified? No.
Well, desiccated.
It's interesting. Have you seen anything like this before?
You haven't, no.
No. Has any of my party members? Any of the
I've
Bravos?
never been this far underground before, so no.
All right. Well, there's no way to go but forward, so step carefully.
All right. Well, you continue making your way deeper and deeper into these caves. And you come upon a large open chamber. It's very big and looks like it's been almost like intentionally cleared of debris, with a few exceptions. But it is this kind of large open chamber with a mostly flat floor. Looking across it, it looks like most of the stalagmites in the chamber have been like chipped and removed, but the ceiling is dotted with dozens, if not hundreds, of stalactites up above in the vaulted ceiling.
Oh, is this Skilly over here, right in front of us?
There is a skeleton right nearby that looks like it has been crushed underneath like a fallen stalactite.
I'm gonna step up next to it and poke it with my foot.
Okay, you move to there. The moment you do so, a stalactite from the ceiling falls.
Ah!
Oh no.
Oh,
That is going to hit a armor class of 24 flat-footed.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so you are going to take 16 points of damage from the stalactite as it falls from the ceiling onto you.
Ow, 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 ow. Wait.
I'm gonna go check that falling stalactite for OGL violations.
So you move to that location,
Oh, no.
and one falls at you as well.
Stop,
Oh,
wait.
good.
Everyone stop moving.
I look up.
Oh, they can't hit me.
Armor class of 18, I'm wagering is going to miss.
Yeah.
Okay. That one just barely misses you.
I look up. What do I
I do stop
see?
moving for what it's worth.
So you look up, and the ceiling above is just filled with stalactites. I mean, there's like hundreds of them across the ceiling. But your perception does notice one thing, Ilana.
Is something moving?
No. Right here, on a stalactite up near the ceiling, there is a symbol carved into the stalactite.
Does it look like the symbol that was carved into the tower?
No.
The Drow Citadel? No?
No, it looks of similar styling. It's kind of curved and sharp in places.
Matt, you'd use an Arcana check to check it.
Please.
Do you speak Undercommon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go right ahead.
And whoop. That's a terrible roll. A 4. Basically 17 total.
Yeah, you're not sure what that is.
Ooh, can I try occultism on it?
Yes.
Yay. I got the same thing. A 14. That's not the same thing at all. Never mind.
Yeah, so Shensen, what languages do you speak?
Common, Elven, Undercommon, Aklo.
Okay. It's definitely Drow. You recognize it as such.
Oh. Well,
And if you had a better look at it, you might be able to read it.
How high up is it?
About 30 feet.
All right, I'm gonna float up there with a levitate spell.
Okay. So I'm assuming you're moving back.
Yeah.
All right. So you float, get back and float up there and take a close look at it. And you're pretty sure, you can't be 100% certain because you're really rusty. But it looks like the Drow word for light.
Huh. Can I look at it in a different cock my head to the side, and instead of looking at it with an occult eye, we'll look at it with a religion eye?
You can try.
That's much worse. This is the sacred non-dropping stalactite.
You
Shensen,
think
what do
this is the sacred sign of the center of the earth?
Shensen, what do you see?
Huh. It's a weird looking. It looks like the Drow word for light.
Is there any little? Go ahead.
I'm gonna look out into the cave itself to see if me being up higher has given me a better look at anything lying in wait or anything like that.
So,
or if I can see this up close,
anything...
how the
give me a perception check there, Shensen, since you're up near it.
20.
So you notice that in the surface, like kind of in the recesses of this particular stalactites, there are these tiny little silkworms.
There's these little worms crawling around, like silkworms crawling around up here. What do you make of that, Ilana?
Well, you said light, right?
Yeah.
Lauren, can you throw a rock out of the light into the darkness? I have
throw
a theory.
rock.
Like, can we make it into the dark? Mage projectile it.
So, like a rock with a light spell on it?
Yes. Or just a rock in general.
I can do both. I cast light on a rock and I throw it away out there.
Yeah, you can cast light on a rock and throw it out there, and that will light up the room.
I don't want to light up the room. I want to see if they react to things that move in the light. So if something moves in the dark and nothing happens versus us moving here in the light, it means we have to douse it.
So you throw a lit rock into the room, and technically that makes the light on your staff go away because you can only have one up at a time.
That's fine.
Don't move.
It's not a problem because I'm assuming he's going to cast it back on his staff in just a second.
Yeah.
You go throwing it out into the room, and that certainly gives you a better look at what's in the room, but it's just a big empty cave and nothing happens. Now, while this is all happening, Roark, what are you doing?
Holding my head. But I'm not moving back yet, but I'm going to take a look at this broken piece of rock that's just in front of me.
Yeah, it looks like a stalactite fell in. Looking at this skeleton, his clavicle and two of his ribs on one side are shattered.
Oh, you hate to see it.
As if he, took a stalactite right to the chest.
Oh, he must have laid down before the stalactite hit him.
Well, he fell, and that's why he's lying like that.
Can I take... I don't really have much in the way of skills in this fashion, but I want to look at, the part that looks broken off of the stalactite that would have been attached to the ceiling. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you look at it and give me a perception check.
Sure. 22.
You notice that there are on the underside of it, there on the part that would have been up on the ceiling, there are a series of runes drawn.
And dogs in the distance, in the caves.
Not mine.
Oh, this is interesting. Interesting. 1 second, hold on. Someone else do. Okay, he's done. Okay.
All right.
I think. Can I use? I am trained in thievery in terms of disabling devices and whatnot. Can I use that information in that end? This is how this trap might work.
So you're looking at it, and are you trained in thievery?
Yes.
Okay. So looking at it, yeah, you're pretty sure this room is filled with traps. If it fell on those two, and it unfortunately, if it's filled with magical sensors, those are notoriously hard to disrupt.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Not impossible, but you would have to do every square.
Yeah. Oof. It's definitely dangerous.
Well, my first thought is we telekinetic projectile and send as many things out there as much as possible to see if they activate the trap, and then we don't have to activate it if it already activated, and then we'll know what's roughly safe to walk in.
But if it's magical, it might know the difference between random rock and person.
True. Does mirror image count as a person, and would mirror image take damage if
mirror image does not count as a person?
Damn.
Okay. I assume there's a rune on the ground right in front of Shensen, right?
No, it's up in the ceiling.
Up in the ceiling. I step in front of Shensen with when I cast shield before I go. Boom, and I step up.
Nothing happens.
Okay, where's the next? I look up. And
you don't see any more runes.
Okay.
Before we get go any further in this, Ilana, could I get a bandage or two?
Yes.
I'm still wounded from that drow fight.
I'm gonna take my staff and cast a 2-action heal. First level with the staff.
Ooh. Regain 10.
For 10.
Exactly what you lost.
Less than what I lost.
Shensen, do you want me to float you up? Society check?
Ooh, society check. Inside a cave? That's very intriguing in and of itself. That's a 22.
So, drow kind of despise light. They
My
really
guess
don't
is
like it. So it's really odd that there is a thing here asking for light.
the light might actually be what is triggering these things. Roark, you want me to grab you and carry you up here so you can look at this thing in depth, and maybe this is the sensor that you can disable?
Oh, I can try.
All right, I'll float down and grab him and float back up.
Oh.
And aim him at the stalactite and kind of shake him a little, because that's how I figure it works.
All right. Well, give me an
Maybe not
athletics check.
Athletics?
Yeah.
It's a 29.
Yeah, if you're going to be lugging around other player characters like a sack of potatoes, I'm going to need an athletics check.
He's got hollow bones.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to test that by dropping him. So, you haul him up there, and Roark, can you give me a thievery check?
Yeah, I'll get my tools out and do a little thievering.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, that's a critical. Natural 20 for a 31.
That is an amazing roll that tells you without a doubt that this is not a sensor.
This isn't the sensor. Okay.
Ah,
Oh.
well, that's still information we can use.
And you're
But I
not
would've
sure what's
disarmed it.
going on, but there are silkworms kind of all over this thing. And you notice that they are kind of reaching up into the recesses of the ceiling that you can't really get up into.
Yeah. Can I pluck one to bring
Are they
it down
holding
to
it up?
Ilana?
They're not holding it up. They're just attached to it. And Roark, you can totally pluck one off the surface. It kind of squirms in your fingers.
And I'll toss it down to Ilana.
And as you do
I'm
so,
surprised she didn't eat it.
as you do so, it like drags a thin line of silk from behind it back to the stalactite. So when you try and toss it, it just kind of hangs.
Come here, you.
And then it's trying to climb back up.
Yeah, I'll
Hey,
snap the piece of silk off and
So they're not holding the stalactites up.
Oh, no.
No.
Shensen, lower us. First floor, please.
Ilana, could you
Yes.
cast dancing lights in front of us, please?
All right.
Flavors that worm.
Make a nice long trail in front of us.
Just a full, as far as ahead as we can go, about 10 feet apart.
Aye, aye.
So you cast dancing lights, which creates a number of kind of globes of glowing light. Nothing in the room really changes when you do that. I mean, it lights up more.
I take a step forward.
Yeah, you're fine.
And all right, we'll keep going. Step.
All right, you step into that square. No, go back one.
Okay.
A stalactite falls on you.
Can I get a reflex? Oh, it's a critical fail.
I'm just going to miss. How about that?
Okay. Well, I'm
What
just
do you
gonna
got there,
brute,
Roark?
Anything, Lauren?
I'm just gonna brute force it. Because I'm
That
tired
doesn't
of
seem
waiting.
like the best idea.
Unless you want me to
Well,
start
then have
swinging
fun
these
dying.
back up at the ceiling.
Well, Roark, what were you trying to pass down to me?
This worm, is this a normal cave silkworm? Why is it up on the ceiling? That seems like something.
Well, my 20 total tells me about this worm in this cave that I've never been in before.
So, you take a good look at this silkworm. There's nothing in particular very special about it, but it is from a kind of a family of silkworms that grows in kind of large, or that lives in large colonies of silkworms. So there's undoubtedly a lot of them up there. They tend to live in one giant interconnected colony of silkworms.
So we can probably be guaranteed that between all the stalactites or mites, is just going to be a bunch of silkworms hanging out.
Well, you didn't. So, you can't be sure of that, but I mean, that it could be. Yeah.
Well, if they're known for hanging out in large colonies, there's got to be more up there.
Probably.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that has to do if they're not holding up the stalactites, which was a wild idea. I'm not quite sure what they're doing. I'm going to hold it up to one of my little dancing lights.
It kind of just squirms in the light, but it doesn't really do anything.
Okay, well, I'm going to put it up against...
I cast telekinetic projectile at a couple squares in front of me up to the ceiling and go.
So you go throwing some rocks around, and they bang around off the stalactites, but nothing really happens.
Lauren, douse your light. And I'll douse the magic light.
Okay. Woof.
I mean, I can go ahead and turn off your light, but
I mean,
map
what I'm
becomes
gonna
less
do
fun.
is just I'm just gonna cast telekinetic projectile above stalactite mites, whatever, above that one, see if any of them shake loose, and then take a step.
All right, so you go throwing some rocks up at the stalactites, and I mean chips of rock and stuff fall, but like I mean the ceiling's literally covered in stalactites. So
You know, I'm just gonna guesstimation. You know, the
Sure.
one's large enough to dome me to death.
all right, yeah, I mean
Yeah,
we do that
umbrella,
for a
maybe
bit.
that'll help.
No, I don't need to do any of this. Gritzfeld, I summon anime dead. Just Gritzfeld, get up here. Right,
What are you summoning him as?
just a normal skeleton, like right in front of me. Just, I stacked up on it, so he's gonna be very useful.
All right, so you summon Grisbell, and he's like, "What's up?" And then a stalactite falls on him. I think that might still hit him, unfortunately.
I mean, it's a skeleton. It's gonna hit him no matter what.
It doesn't
AC's
have a lot
like,
of AC.
what,
Yeah,
2?
that hits him right on the nose. Oh boy, that's bad. That's bad for him.
I'd like the record
And-
to show
and
that
now
I
he's dead.
resisted any jokes about what was up.
So Grisbell appears and is like, "Hey, what's up?" And then gets crushed by a stalactite and is gone.
Cool, that's clear. Next, summon.
Wait,
So
wait.
you step into that square and another stalactite falls.
I see.
Can you can we shrink the light a little bit? We'll
Like,
douse my magic lights.
Okay,
Armor class 23.
with shield, that is a hit. And I'll absorb
Take
5 of it.
13.
Or I'll absorb 5 of it, so however you can do math better than me.
Yeah, if you're gonna knock off some, that's fine.
Yeah,
But
like all of
that'll-
it.
Remove your ability to cast shield for what, like 10 minutes or something.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to step. If we can shrink the light, that'd be easier. But I'm going to step.
I said I shrinked
out.
the light
Okay.
before I stepped
I
in.
can
so.
I can shrink your light radius. That's not a problem.
Can you please? I doused my magic lights. I'm going to try stepping in the dark. If it doesn't like the light, let's try moving in the dark.
Spooky.
I'm going to step over here.
A stalactite falls.
Okay. That's not what I thought.
Armor class 25
Yeah, that hits me.
for 13 points of damage.
All right. Oof. Okay. We could just brute force it like Lorne, because apparently, if knocking one down, another one will replace it.
Wait. Light has other meanings. Meaning like not heavy, right?
Like step lightly.
I don't. Are those intricacies of the Drow language, Shensen? That those exist? Synonyms exist, or not synonyms? Homonyms.
Do they? I assume not, but maybe.
In the Drow tongue, light and like flying or having little weight are not the same word.
Okay.
But light does have a lot of meanings in Drow. There is like, because they many of them are born with the ability to create light, even though they don't like it. So they never use bright light sources. They oftentimes just use very faint ones, especially the ones that they can create.
Maybe if so, that's just a plain old light spell, correct? That Drow can do. Maybe Lauren throw a light spell on that rune up here.
Shensen, give me a society check.
Ooh, I like making society checks. 28.
Oh, that's a crit. Drow can't cast light.
They can cast
dancing lights and fairy fire.
Oh, fairy fire. Cast fairy fire up here, Lauren.
Yeah, let me just find that spell I don't have. Fine, I'll just walk all the way back here. Cast light on the room. I don't care.
So you walk back there. A stalactite does fall at you as you make your way back, but it's going to miss, I think.
Does it fall on him even though
it's 21 AC now,
walked in a square?
When he stepped back into this square, a stalactite fell on him, but it missed.
Okay, but it didn't use. So it's like we aren't using up the stalactites ammunition above us.
Well, you wouldn't surprise you if eventually they run out, but each square has several in it. So
okay,
I mean, it's not exactly something you want to expend. Like, don't worry, eventually they'll run out of bullets.
That can be a viable tactic. Especially in a game where bullets aren't invented yet.
Light up there?
I'm casting light on the rune.
Okay. Let me check something. Hold on just a second.
The other option would be for me to cast dancing lights and send them up there.
Might work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're either about to make it very mad or we're about to figure this out.
Okay, so you cast light up there, but it targets the stalactite, which means the stalactite glows.
All right, let's keep going. Avoid.
Another stalactite falls on you.
Look, there's not enough pieces to this puzzle. I'm gonna brute force and keep walking until I get enough hints.
I'm gonna cast magic dancing lights up at the rune.
I'm gonna wait for more chances to draw X's.
So you cast dancing light up on the runes, but that doesn't really do anything. It just creates kind of a glowing series of lights. Everybody give me a perception check.
What about do silkworms glow?
No.
No. What glows?
That's glowworms.
Glowworms glow. 26.
Lauren got a 12.
Got a 10.
So, Ilana, you notice that the silkworms are, like, not in this square. They're not in the square that you're in, but you do see them here, and you do see a colony here.
Shensen, take a step forward.
Like a on my ground step or like a float through the air step?
Either one, just right there.
All right. I'll grit my teeth. Waiting for something to
you
land
move to
on my
there and
head.
nothing happens.
Lauren, can you...
Hey.
I'm going to put as many dancing lights up in the ceiling as I can. Look for silkworms.
Okay. I look for silkworms.
Well, give me a perception check. They're very hard to spot from down at the floor.
I perceive with a 21.
You see silkworms in this square,
Nothing in front
but
of me.
not in the square you are in or the square that you just left.
Oh, silkworms don't live in dropsy squares because they don't want to fall down.
I mean, technically, because we can still brute force it. Basically, if we run fast enough, I mean, it still takes them a long time to fall. And with how physics works, you just run to the other side. I mean, and it works. Takes a while to unhinge and then fall down.
I like how you're trying to out-physics the trap.
I mean, that's how it works.
Shensen, can you levitate up and use some of my dancing lights to see if you can spot any more silkworms?
Float. I float on up. Looking for worms.
So you float up and you can clearly make out the silkworms. The problem is you can't really get up into their nesting area, which is closer to the ceiling, because there's just too many damn stalactites. So it's really hard to make out what's going on up there.
So I'm going to kind of pull my way along, like grabbing onto the solid stalactites and pulling into silkworm squares and avoiding non-silkworm squares.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of do that. It's going to take a series of perception checks.
I have a feeling that's how we're going to get through this tunnel anyway.
How about a 10? I get my eyeball, the softest, squishiest part of my eyeball. I put it right up next to the point of one of the stalactites to get a good look.
So you're taking a really good look, and it occurs to you that, with your intricate knowledge of the drow, that if you had fairy fire and could cast fairy fire on these, it would probably light up the whole damn colony.
We don't have fairy fire.
That is a problem.
Don't have that prepared. Why don't I have that prepared?
We could just camp out here and let Ilana prepare fairy fire.
We do need a long rest anyway.
I mean, up to you. If you guys want to find a cave to rest and prepare a spell to help you get through this, you can. You can also just take it very slow. It's up to you.
With lots of perceptions, but I have a feeling that there's going to be something very dangerous and angry on the other side of this cave, so I'd rather have all of my spells and all of my... be feeling better when we meet the other side.
With taking a rest, too. I went and used my last 3rd level spell to float. Which I'm not complaining about because it's fun floating.
All right, we head back a little bit.
All right,
towards where we came from.
Well, if you're gonna go and head back, you can certainly do that. So you can find your way back. Give me a survival check to try and find a suitable campsite.
Somebody do it because Real Funny doesn't want to.
No. I can, let's see. I got a +2, 11.
I can do better than that. No, I can't.
No, you didn't. You got a 5.
I can.
Let's sleep on this bed full of scorpions. They look soft.
Try clicking it again, Ilana.
It's exfoliating. Oh, no, it will not let me leave my spell sheet.
Okay, yeah, your browser froze up, I guess.
You're stuck without your druid for at least a moment.
We stumble around in the dock.
Is it froze up for all of us?
Nope, wait, I got this.
No,
I don't got this.
There we go.
I don't got this. I've got to do. I'm trying to summon fairy fire.
Right here.
I'm not caring about where we sleep.
You just sleep right here in the opening of the cave. That seems safe.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to do.
Huddle together around Griswold's skull for light.
Sure. All right. Well, you can back your way up. Nobody finds a particularly good place to rest. But you find a place where you can at least lay down and try and get some rest. It's going to take a bit longer. It burns some extra time, but you're not really under time pressure. So, all right. Well, you can all rest up.
Do some medicine.
Yeah, everybody can be healed back up to full. And,
do some meditating. And then... all right. All right, I'm going to do some meditating and in the morning summon it from within myself.
All right.
And cast fairy fire at the ceiling.
All right, so everybody is able to regain all their hit points and regain their spells. And in that next morning, you're able to cast fairy fire and defeat my trap that clearly I should have checked to see if anyone had fairy fire before I designed. The joys of being a GM. All right, so let me go ahead and do this.
Ooh, fancy. I'll lead the way with my shield up above my head, just in case.
All right.
I follow Roark.
All right, everyone step where I step.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Roark, when you step into that square, this square right here, you get a stalactite.
What? But.
It's not clearly
The square
defined.
that you step into after it, you're fine.
Okay, but Oh, diagonals. Okay, fair enough.
Take 13.
Alrighty. Alright, don't step there. Just kind of, yeah. Diagonals. Or a thing. We'll next that one. It was this one. It was this one that was bad.
Yeah. So interestingly enough, once you cast Fairy Fire on the glowworms, they are treated as an entire colony, and the entire thing glows. So the moment you do it, like this snake of like scintillating light kind of dances between the pillars around the top of the room, winding through the cavern in kind of a sinuous S. It looks like you've got a line now that'll lead you through it. So I'll let Roark lead the way until he decides not to. But continue moving, and I'll let you know if you need to stop.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step here.
Yeah.
Ooh. Here.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, alright. Looking good. So far, so good, everybody.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Tiptoe through.
You do notice that whenever the light gets in the way, it becomes hard to see the glowworm glow, making it hard to realize where you need to go.
Why are you possessed? What's going on? Okay.
I mean, do we want to douse?
I've already doused it a long time ago.
Yeah, no worries. I'm leaving it on so that people who are watching can actually
That's
see.
fair.
Yes.
I'll go there. Oh, there.
Ilana, you keep jumping all over the place.
Roll 20 is possessed today.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, 20 doesn't like.
Roll 20 is trying to get you in trouble.
It's trying to get ahead on Friday the 13th.
Yeah, fair enough. So there you go.
right.
You made it.
We did it.
No worries. Yeah, you found your way across. All right. All right.
And I'm gone.
Well, there we go.
Continue on.
My
Here, I'll
irritating
take you
trap
here.
has been defeated.
Yeah, I got you, Ilana. Hold up. Just to make it easier for him. There you go.
No, it was interesting.
Well, I did what I could. I just didn't realize nobody had fairy fire. All right, moving on.
Luckily, it's a primal spell that any druid could have.
Yeah, I knew that the party had a way to get it. I didn't check. So.
I just had to focus on it. It was not one that I would have prepped.
All right. Well, leaving this cave behind, you continue your journey through the Darklands, making your way deeper and deeper into this cave structure. You find kind of more areas that it is clear that they were designed for like a defensive posture. There's like barriers and whatnot around choke points looking out into larger open caves. You find like empty crossbow bolt cases and occasionally like a broken hand crossbow. It looks like all of this stuff, by the way, looks really old, like several years, like it's been just sitting down here. You don't find anything recent.
Like,
This is before the Drow got their treaty with the Cloakers. I bet they warred against one another.
Could be. Before I move,
I'll do that.
before I let you guys move on, I'm going to go ahead and readjust Lorne's light to be back to normal. There we go. You continue making your way deeper and deeper into this cave structure, and eventually you come to a point where you find yourself at the bottom of like a vast shaft of open space going up into the darkness. And it's almost as if they're like you're in this first one and you think it's an anomaly and just kind of a weird, you're at like the bottom of a vast pit. But you leave that one behind through a tunnel in the bottom and find yourself in another one not 10 minutes later. And you quickly come to realize that the area that you're in is a series of these vast shafts going up through the Darklands that you are in the bottom of. So these clearly rise up to some great height. And after a bit, you've, as I said, you're continuing to follow this well-worn path. And after a bit, you find that along the inside of one of these shafts, there is this winding staircase. It looks relatively natural, making its way up the outside of the shaft. So kind of like this.
So there's a shaft going all the way up, and then it looks like there's another going even deeper.
You
in the center of
begin
the room.
making your way up it. So in reality, you actually came from this way. This continues going down, like, because it's spiraling around.
Okay.
Right? So the map I'm
So it's
showing
like
you is two-dimensional, but it's actually rising up.
So it's like an inverted screw.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Biggest spiral staircase ever.
Yeah, kind of. That's not a bad way to describe it. It gets generally kind of, at points it gets kind of wider and then narrower as it goes up. It's not really uniform. It's just this giant kind of crevice in the earth.
I am going to look up, see if I can spot anything. 14. Ooh, yeah, I don't see anything. It's tall and it's dark.
Nothing.
I'm a little bit afraid of heights. I don't want to look at the edge of it.
Is there like cave worm grease along the sides of this shaft? Like,
Did you say cave worm grease?
yeah. CWG. Is there any of that stuff?
No,
coating the
there's no
inside wall?
CWG. CWG 40.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Good. That's good. That stuff's gross. It sticks. It gets everywhere.
That's how you lubricate your drow hand crossbows.
Oh, okay.
Ew, I don't want that. Do I have to go find that now to make my crossbow work?
Scrape the walls.
Yeah, you just got to come down here every once in a while and rub it on the walls.
I'm just going to drag it against the wall behind us.
I'm going to start creepy along up here.
All right.
Whoops.
So you begin making your way up this way. Can I get everybody to give me a perception check? Not Ilana. You already gave me one.
Darn.
No, I'm ignoring yours.
No,
But
got
it's
a
a
14.
26.
Yeah. All right.
The first one was a 1.
I know.
Yeah, you rolled a 1 earlier. You're staring at your feet.
I'm scared of heights. I don't like this at all.
You're making your way kind of up this winding cavern, and quite suddenly, all of you start to feel sick. Can all of you give me a will save, please?
Ooh, 26.
19.
23.
No, sorry.
Will save, please.
24.
Yes. All right. So let's see. Ilana, you're in the back here, and you start to really not feel well.
Is the
you
sleepy
feel,
bean back?
Very sick. And we're just gonna go ahead and put the bean on you.
The sleepy bean is back.
But worse than that, you also fall prone. You're doubled over in kind of sickness. The rest of you feel just kind of generally nauseous. But it kind of comes and goes, and like your head is really swimming, and it's nausea, but it's that kind of nausea you get from like a really bad headache. Not that your stomach's actually turned, but it's one and the same.
When you're so hungry, you're nauseous, but you can't eat because you're nauseous.
So it's in that moment that, so remember, you're on this kind of corkscrewing pathway. And so there's like ceiling above you that is probably the pathway up above, right? And in that, there are stalactites up there. And quite suddenly, unwrapping from one of these stalactites is this nightmarish creature. It kind of unwraps from it as if it were holding on to it. And as it does so, it unleashes these large, leathery wings. And it looks like a flying ray. And it is also, for some reason, emitting a great deal of light that I need to figure out why. That's...
I mean, on my
weird.
side, it's not, but...
Let's go ahead and
Yeah,
just
it's not
do
on
that. Okay. that was odd. But yeah, it comes unwrapping from the ceiling above, and begins to swoop at you to attack. And at that, I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative.
It's time, boys. One got a 24.
31.
Can I do stealth to do initiative since I was sneaking?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Ooh, 29.
You can do
So
it.
you and me are going to be last, Lauren.
No, it's fine. I'm used to
Oh, maybe
being
not.
last in dodgeball.
Picked last for fight. Fight ball.
That's okay. If it makes you feel any better, I rolled terrible. All right.
Sure did.
So, Ilana, you get to go first, but you are, you as you fall prone, you see this thing and you get a sense of it, even though you're getting kind of the worst of it. So you are prone. You are sickened 2, which is going to give you a penalty of 2 on all of your d20 rolls.
No. And I can't make friends with it, can I?
What was that?
And I can't make friends with it with wild empathy, can I?
This thing does not look like a natural creature that you've ever seen.
Oh, okay. I'm sickened. Can I roll fortitude to shake it off?
You can attempt a will save to attempt to retch, basically, and shake off the sickened condition.
Okay, let's see. And that
That's
will be
going to
like...
be 1 action, and that will reduce it from 2 to 1 if you're successful.
Oh, right. Then we are going to see if I can do that first and try to shake it. 26 minus 2, 24.
That is going to take it down to 1.
Oh,
Hey.
so that's...
So you don't feel as bad. You're still prone. You still feel mildly nauseous.
And can I do that again in the same turn or not right now?
Sure. Yeah, you can keep trying.
Oof, I can do that, or I still have 2 actions, and I'm going to focus, and I'm going to squint at it through the headache and cast Earthbind
Oh.
because that thing's coming down at us.
Yay.
All right. So that requires me to make a fortitude saving throw. You cast Earthbind at it. Fortitude save. Here we go. No.
Rad.
All right, so it floats down to the ground. Was it at least above some amount of ground? Yeah, okay. So it floats down to the ground and is like scrabbling on the edge there, but that is the end of its turn, and it cannot fly. Shensen.
I am going to get us all inspired and linger that inspiration with a perform check. Where's my performance? There it is. 28. Is that a regular or a crit?
Let me double check here. Just half a second. That is a regular success.
All right. So that's 1 set of action. And
Indeed.
then I'm going to... it's down on the ground, so I'm going to try to make it stay on the ground by shooting a color spray at it.
Oh. All right, you give it a blast of rainbow.
Taste it. Taste it. Yeah.
And we will go ahead and make a will save on that one. But it is
Aw.
going to succeed and be dazzled for a round.
All right, I'm done.
All right. That is the end of Shensen's turn. Roark.
Okay.
By the way, I'm calling this thing flat-footed just because it has so little purchase on the ground after the spell brought it down.
Fair enough. Is this a square in its lower left corner enough for me to tumble through? It's enough ground there for me to try to tumble through?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I'm going to tumble through it. I'm going to go there and then end up there, hopefully. We'll find out how we do. 29 acrobatics check.
A 29 is a success.
All right, that gives me panache. And it would, if it were already flat-footed, it'd be flat-footed again. So, to me, I'm going to strike at it with my sword. Oops.
All right. Your sword comes flashing out at it.
A 28 to hit.
A 28 is a solid hit.
Nice. That's 13 damage, 3 of which is precision if it can take precision damage.
It can take precision damage. You slice it up,
Good to know.
putting a slice through one of its membranous, leathery wing flaps.
Take that, you wing flap! This is not the way you should be flying. Whatever this is. This is not normal bird stuff. Ugh, I hate it.
This thing is very unbird-like.
Ugh.
Be
Flying
nice.
things that aren't birds.
Lorne.
I'm going to raise my buckler as my last action.
Yeah, very good. All right, Lorne.
Telekinetic projectile on it. That's a 25.
A 25 will hit for 16 damage. You pick up a piece of rock
Plus
and
one bard.
fling it through the air. It takes the damage, but is still up and fighting.
And I cast shield, and then I'm done.
Oh, is that the bard bonus reminder there, James?
Yeah, just giant +1 written on the table.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. It needs to be properly Saren Ray shiny. There we go.
There you go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Great.
Hmm.
All right. So, let's see. So that was Lauren's turn. Next up, the creatures go. All right. So the first thing that's going to happen is this thing is going to move to get on better footing because it's barely on the ground. So it's going to move to there. And once there, it is... All right. It is going to attempt to envelop Roark. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and make
DC.
a
Oh, wow.
attack
Okay.
roll
Well, that's
against your reflex DC, Roark. Here it
Dangerous hug.
comes. Oh, 17 is probably not going to do it.
That is
So
not
I'm
gonna
going to
do
spend
it.
a villain point.
No.
Oh,
Oh.
A 28 against your reflex DC undoubtedly will do it.
It will hit.
All right, so you are restrained. It just scrabbles over onto the ground and just like lurches at you to engulf you with its large flaps. It can't fly anyway, which is fine. And then with its last action, it is going to attempt to bite you. And this will be its second attack, so it's going to take a penalty. A 20 is probably not going to do it, even though you are restrained.
I am flat-footed, right?
Yes.
I've been immobilized. Doesn't do anything to my DC. Okay, yeah. I have a 22 with my shield was up.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my
You're-
buckler just at its face.
You're trying to buckle away its jaws that are trying to bite you inside the wet, smelly, leathery darkness.
oh, I'm in here. Help me! It looks kind of warm. Is it comfy? Is it like being wearing one of those weighted blankets?
Oh no, it isn't.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, swooping out of the darkness is a second one of these nightmarish things, almost as if these things look like flying animated cloaks with teeth. And it comes swooping out of the darkness, and it's going to take a jaw attack. It's going to attempt to bite you, Lorne. Here it
Let it
comes.
at it.
Armor class 26.
That'll do it.
Take 9 points of damage as the jaws latch onto you.
I should do my absorption thing.
All right. With that, you will take a little less damage. I'll let you subtract that off.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And with its final action, it's going to lash out with its tail against Ilana. A
Of
natural
course.
20 is a critical hit. The
course it
tail
crits.
lashes out, piercing you right in the neck for 36 points of damage.
Ooh, now I'm really glad we slept the night through. Oh, that hurt very much.
I'm just going to go ahead and move.
Is there another one? No, we're just moving things. Okay.
No, I'm just moving stuff that's kind of in my way here. All right.
Oh, keep moving. No, keep moving things.
There you go.
Ah, good.
All
Plus
right.
one. Minus one
That
for a little
is
bit.
the end of their turn. Top of the order, Ilana. You have 2 of these nightmarish creatures bearing down upon you. What do you do?
And one of them poked me in the neck. Okay, can I do another fortitude or will to shake the rest of this off?
It would be another will save.
All right, let's do it. Plus 1, 20. Or do I still have the -2?
Well, you still have a -1 because it's down to sickened 1, but that is not going to be enough. You still have it.
It's 19. All right, that's fine. I still have 2 actions, and I have some magic, and this thing attacked me, and I am going to push it back.
All right, you unleash a torrent of water at this creature, dealing it 9 points of bludgeoning damage. It will take that, and it is pushed back 5, but it is still flying and flapping in the darkness.
Oh, I don't know how many more those are. I don't want to use the other. Okay.
All right, that is the end of Ilana's turn. Shensen.
All right, this flappy flap just got up in my grill, so I'm going to be able to do a full attack on it, which I do. So I slash him, once with my scimitar. The 26.
A 26 will hit. That is a clean, solid hit for 14 points of damage. However, it is enveloping Roark. Roark takes 7.
Oh, I'm in here!
And I take 7.
Huh. That makes me do something different for my next 2 things. I'm going to soundburst on the 2 of them and not hit any one of us.
All right.
So they get a fortitude
Let's
save.
double check and see if that's gonna. Let's see. Attacks. That doesn't count as an attack. All right, sure, that'll work. So you soundburst both of them. All right, that's going to require me to make fortitude saves. Here's the first one.
No, barely.
Well,
not.
It's a success, but not a crit success. And here's the second one.
Nah.
Also a success. So they're both going to take half damage.
Does Bard bonus add to spell damage or just weapon damage?
I think it's just attack damage. So they'll both take 9.
It says attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against fear effects.
Oh, sure. We'll bump that up 1. That's fine.
Yay! Squeeze out my tiny little bits of damage where I can.
Every little bit helps. All right. So this loud clattering boom hits, and they both kind of flap around at the loud noise, but they're continuing to fight. The one that is enveloping Roark is starting to look kind of beat up, but you can see Roark's blood pooling out from underneath this thing. Roark.
Ah, well, being restrained, the only thing I can really do is attempt to escape.
Am I the only one who thinks of those winged guys that eat people from Beastmaster whenever one of these...
No, Beastmaster's the best.
That's an acrobatics check, right?
Does that mean we
use to escape?
Yeah, you can attempt to escape with acrobatics.
A 29.
A 29 is a success. You will break free from its grasp.
Okay. Stumble back, bumping into this rock right behind me, and then I will use an action to do a confident finisher. This will be a second attack.
All right.
But I gotta do some damage to this thing. That is a 20 to hit.
That is a 20.
Oh boy. I'll spend that hero point.
Gonna spend a hero point. All right.
Yeah.
Good call, because that wasn't gonna hit.
I'm gonna regret it. A 25.
No, you won't.
That will hit and do additional damage. You do 28 points of damage.
Yes.
That's a good hero pointing.
That is you deal this thing a horrifying wound. You slash at it, cutting right through its back. Part of its tail looks like it's half severed. The thing is flapping and flailing about on the ground. It can't move. It can't fly. But it is still alive.
I will then raise my buckler and say, I already have a cloak. Thank you very much.
Indeed. Lorne Barnes.
I will summon a zombie brute to the left of me.
A zombie brute, huh?
Yes. I hope you still have that token thing around.
Well, I'm about to find out if I do. I do. Where are you summoning it?
To the left of me. So I can squeeze it up in there. And I want that one to attack the one that Keeley weakened.
Okay.
Yeah, now we're flanking it too.
Yes.
Indeed. The zombie brute appears. That is your entire turn, and it will slam out it with its fist. And that will hit this thing that looks horribly wounded. It flops around to attempt to fight Keeley. Its large, cloaky limbs flapping around. The zombie just crawls up out of the earth as if summoned from the depths of hell and slams its fist down into the cloaker, and it dies.
Yay!
Good job, Bruticus.
Just realized I made the initiative order disappear. Oops.
And on its other action, I want it to basically attack the other one. It ain't gonna hit anything, but might as well try.
Don't underestimate Bruticus. He's got a lot to say.
He is going to slash out with his other fist, but it comes nowhere close.
Yeah,
to it.
horribly misses.
Yeah. All right. So at that, the other cloaker goes. Seeing this new threat, the cloaker looks suddenly quite apprehensive as it stares at you with malicious cunning. It is actually going to slash out at you, Lorne.
Yeah, suck it, nerd. Let's go.
The first thing it's going to do is attempt to bite you with its jaws.
Get me if you think you're hard enough. I tag hits.
Take 15 points of damage as I roll a 25. He's then going to slash out at you with his tail. It's an agile attack. Here it comes. Second attack. How's a 19 do?
19 will miss.
Oof. He'll try the third one as well.
I did math right there.
23 on the third one. Rolled very high.
Yeah, so high. Suspiciously high. As if someone slipped roll 20, a Benjamin at some point.
That's how it works. I feed it bits, it feeds me high rolls. All right, take 16 points of slashing damage as the tail rakes across your chest, leaving a vicious line of red.
Bleh.
And that is the end of the cloaker's turn. Ilana.
All right. I'm not feeling great. Lorne, how good, bad are you doing?
I feel like a 20 out of 48.
All right. I'm going to take my will, try this one more time to shake this off. 25?
A
26?
25 will remove the sickened condition. You are no longer sickened. But you are still prone.
Hey.
I am still prone, but so far I am okay. And I have my team here, so I'm going to cast a heightened 2-action heal at Lorne.
All right.
For 17.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. You reach out and heal Lorne for 17, bringing your turn to an end. Next up, Shensen.
All right, I'm gonna step up next to this thing and give him a little bit of the scimitar. Wait a minute. Where's my character sheet? There we go. Stabberoo, slasheroo, 22.
A 22 will just barely hit for 11 points of damage. Whew.
And then third action, I will stab it a second time for also a hit. For 13 points, because forceful.
Ah, all right. Well, on your backswing, you managed to catch it again, dealing another 13 points of damage. You're just like slicing off parts of its wings, the membranes just floating down into the darkness. Their leathery flappings can be heard falling down the pit. But this thing is still up, and that is the end of your turn. Roark, this thing is floating out in the middle of the void.
I want to do something, but that's too silly. I want to.
Were you going to jump on it and use it like a hang glider?
No, I was going to try chandelier across on its tail.
Oh my god!
Do it anyway.
But then I wouldn't be able to attack it because I still wouldn't be next to it. So from where I'm standing, I'm going to use electric arc.
Ah, very good. Okay, because you do realize if you fail that check, it's a long way down.
It's a long way down.
We already tried to throw you off a bridge.
Oh no, it wasn't your fault. That mushmouth tried to pull me. It's 13 points of electricity with a reflex DC of 21.
All right, you throw electricity at it, dancing off of its wings. It's going to go ahead and make a reflex save, which it will make and take half damage.
Half damage. All right, and then I'll move through. Pardon me, Bruticus. Pardon me. I'll move up behind Lauren there, and I'll be like, Lauren, get back. I'll take your place.
Oh, okay.
You move to that location, bringing your turn to an end. Lorne.
I can go in this corner and cast telekinetic projectile. Whoosh. And as soon as there it goes.
So before you do that,
okay,
you realize that you will not be concentrating on the zombie.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have to do its thing, and there's 2 actions to do a thing. I just step back.
All right, step back.
If you want to stand where you were standing, Peyton, that's also fine.
Nah, it's fine.
I was trying to get you
I'll
out
let
of
you
the way.
stab it.
All right. Well, you stand back, concentrate on the zombie. It's going to go ahead and throw 2 fists. First one's going to miss with only a 15. Second one is a critical hit.
Hooray!
Natural 20 is going to do 20 points of damage.
Good job, Bruticus. Take it down.
All right. And that is the end of Lauren's turn. Moving on. The Cloaker is very badly hurt now. Where's my notes on this? Ah, yes. Okay. The Cloaker is very badly hurt. It is going to slash out with its tail at Shensen.
No. Ha!
But I have a sneaking suspicion a 17 is going to miss.
It will and does.
That is a terrible, terrible roll. All right. What did I get? A 3? Ugh. All right. This thing looks very badly hurt, and at that, it attempts to flutter away into the darkness.
I want to let it go, but it's probably going to go get its friends.
So it goes kind of swooping off into the darkness, and you can see it kind of fluttering up, making its way up the cave.
How far away is it from me? Oh, I can still hit it, and it's my turn in initiative, isn't it?
So I want to be clear, it's 30 feet away from you. It also rises up. Let's see, what did it went? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it probably also went a hair up as well. So instead of being 30 feet, let's call its range to you, Ilana, as 45 feet, because it went up.
That's not going to stop me.
All right. Since you are next.
That is 60 feet range for the hydraulic push for another 9 damage.
You throw another hydraulic push at it. Your blast of water slams it into a stalactite. You hear the crunch of bones. The thing folds up and plummets down into the depths, vanishing
Bye.
from sight.
You've done it, Ilana. You've killed again.
Oh, I know, but it was going to get more. It was going to go get more.
No, it was a good idea.
So with that, you have defeated the 2 cloakers that were nesting in this part of the cave. And with that, everybody, I think it's time for us to take a little break. So we're going to let the cast go and get themselves a beverage and get themselves ready for the second half of the show. Stay tuned, everybody. The Band of Bravos will be right back. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back.
You want to tell them?
Come back because we were talking about irrelevant crap.
You want to tell them what you were talking about?
I am not going to tell them about how we were all talking about McRibs.
Jason wants to dip a McRib into his special bottle of scotch that's older than he is.
You want to
make him not.
Stop.
So Jason told me he takes the Shamrock shakes and takes his expensive scotch and pours it in there and like just stirs it all up.
He does none of those things.
He's a monster.
I'm going to start giving myself free hero
Bailey's.
points.
I mean, you can, and I'll just turn the graphic off.
You monster. I'll just start re-rolling dice. You realize there's nothing you can do to stop me.
No, I mean, I can't stop you from re-rolling the dice. I just want to accept the results.
Yeah,
I
nothing
can-
stopping
I-
from us re-rolling too.
Peyton, you forget I can also delete your tokens. So
I mean, that'll save me a lot of trouble in the future. I've just been so tempted to jump into that cliff going, oh, finally. So I'll give you
All
a
right,
villain point,
so-
by the way.
yeah, and just like that, I got another villain point. So see,
See, now you can't get more. You only get 3.
My evil is rewarded. That's what I'm saying. When I do
Attempted
evil,
evil.
it's rewarded.
Attempted.
All right, so let's get back to it.
Yay.
When we went on break, the party had just defeated a pair of cloakers, venturing up this slow spiraling ramp, leading higher and higher up into the kind of the Darklands here. As you made your way up, these two cloakers came out of the darkness and attacked. They were tricky and tried to envelop Roark. Roark, you are still covered in a thin sheen of like oil and saliva.
Oh, we can take care of that.
Oh, thank you. It tried to hug me to death, I guess. Ugh.
Yeah.
Didn't you try to explain to it that item slot was already being used?
I did.
Okay, but like, what is the possibility of me taming one and having a cloaker friend?
Taming
who was
one?
a cloak.
I
I
think
want a
they're
cloak
people.
friend.
I
Alana,
think they're
that-
people.
That thing looked at you with like malicious intelligence.
Alana, okay, we're going to have an exercise together, okay? I'm going to stab you. Do you still want to be friends?
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
You're a liability.
Oh, she's just friendly.
You are
I
an
approve.
insane
Honestly, I wouldn't put it past you,
liability.
Lon.
People called me insane.
But I mean,
I'm
with
a-
good reason.
I mean,
Oh.
Russell doesn't like the idea right now, but
No.
honestly, I wouldn't put it past you to stab me.
Russell is very upset. Just
Meanwhile, I'm going to go over
mad.
here and look at this rock man that's fallen asleep here.
It looks like this is another drow skeleton that got crushed by like a falling boulder or something that rolled down this ramp.
I'm a little bit disappointed it's not a rock with arms and legs. It was just taking a siesta.
Yeah. This is my cheap way of making a Zorn. Is that what you're saying?
Okay. Yeah.
No, it is not a cheap Zorn. It's actually a skeleton underneath a boulder.
I'm going to keep creeping.
So you're able to make your way up. Feel free to move up the map if you want. We didn't really use most of it, but you make your way further up the map here, and there are bones still in
Sure
these
enough.
areas. Most of them, you now quickly come to realize, are probably bones from these cloakers. You couldn't identify them earlier, but now that you've seen one alive, you're pretty sure that that what you've been seeing in these caves are the remnants of drow bones and cloaker bones.
Does anyone know what was it? Was it them doing that thing to our heads and stomachs?
Probably. That's
Ugh.
what I would
Might have.
assume.
Anybody want to make an occultism check?
Somebody
sure
does.
do.
That's a 9.
Occultism. Lon got a 17.
They're cloakers. They can't do that. They only wear you. No, they wear on. You wear them. That's all they do. It's in their name.
Lorne, you don't know too much about them, but there is something that you recall, some snippet from a old dusty tome that you read that mentioned something about them having attacks that affect you via sound that you cannot hear.
Yeah, in the wizard times.
Yeah. It almost
Wizard
sounds
Fancy
like,
magazine.
Wizard
it's
Time
like a
magazine.
cult, it's a cult gibberish, right? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, they attack you with sounds you cannot hear.
Oh, that sounds stupid. Next page.
Yeah. So you didn't read any more of it because it sounded dumb.
Yeah, and it was kind of insane. I was kind of like nerd stuff.
I mean,
then went back to
as
how
a
to cast
creature,
fireballs.
they sound kind of silly anyway, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
like who would look like a cloak? That's dumb.
yeah. So, you continue making your way up this spiraling ramp, and it goes up quite a ways. And eventually you end up, exactly. Yeah, you keep doing that. Yeah, very good. All right. Yeah. You're gonna make folks.
We'll be
dizzy.
coming
All right.
around the spiral when we come. We'll be coming around the spiral when we come.
Shensen, why don't you just levitate up the center?
Because Jason doesn't have a solution to this map because we're running up the spiral where we come.
I don't
Well,
want to
I was gonna
levitate
enter
because
a more
Lauren's having too
narrative
much fun.
stream, but you know. All right. So moving on.
Kind of dizzy. Whew. It's like I just got attacked by a cloaker.
Indeed. So you begin making your way further and further up this this spiral space, and eventually you leave this one behind, and there's like a passageway that goes kind of through more rock, and then you find yourself in a different one of these kind of large pit-like spaces, and you have to kind of wind your way around that one a bit. But in all cases, it looks like you're on a kind of a trail. There is this path that's clearly been traversed many times, and it making it really easy to follow. Like, there's a reason I haven't called for any survival checks, because it's obvious that this is the direction that people have traveled. And you eventually come to a point where you're staring at a chasm. You reach a point where the tunnel that you're in, that's just been going through solid rock, opens up into one of these giant shafts, but there is no walkway around to the other side. Instead, along the wall of one side, there are metal pitons stuck into the wall, and around these pitons is just a very simple, thin rope.
So,
And you're looking at a gap of about 50 feet.
Ugh.
There is a tunnel on the other side, though.
Okay.
Sounds like maybe a levitation bypass opportunity.
how high are the pitons from the rope? Because this sounds like something where I'm going to have to stretch it really far or make jumps if it's Drow using it.
I can summon a creature that can carry me all the way over there, and I can have a rope.
So, a couple things. The pitons are located about every 10 feet or so, and the rope that's going between them is just a very simple little hemp rope, and you doubt, with the way those pitons are situated, that if you hung from it, it would support your weight. You're pretty sure it would give. I'm
assuming it's like a levitating drow just kind of pulls itself along.
As a matter of fact, the way you're looking at it, you are absolutely sure that a levitating drow could just pull themselves along that rope.
Huh.
I guess it's all depends who wants to use one of their third level spells.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which one of you?
I could just summon a griffin and fly us all up there.
Yeah, that seems like the safest bet if you want to do that. Paizo.
Sure, I can do that.
Then we don't have to. Yeah.
Do you want to montage this, Jason, or do you want to have us roll 5 million times and die?
Well, I mean, when you put it like that.
All right, we're dying, boys. I cast the summon creature animal thing, 3rd level, and summon a griffin.
All right. So you're able to summon
Peter?
a griffin. This creature isn't exactly keen on being ridden, but it is summoned, so you can kind of control it. What's your maximum duration?
It's a minute.
A minute.
For a summon creature of that thing.
So, let me take a hair look at its speed.
Odd empathy doesn't work this way.
I like the idea of you making friends with all the things he summons, though. That's pretty rad.
I'm
All
going
right,
to make friends with it.
I'm about to
So it has a
snap
fly
it once
speed
it's
of
done.
60,
So.
which means it can cover the distance in one move. So it requires 1 action for somebody to climb up on it, 1 action for it to fly across, and 1 action for that person to climb off. It
Well, I
can then
get
fly
over there.
back. That's 4 actions. So I think you've probably got enough time for it to do the trips back and forth before the duration ends.
Yeah, there's 4 of us 4 times. It
Well,
doesn't need
that's
to fly
good.
back that last time, so
It's a
15
Griffin,
actions
so
total.
it's wouldn't it be able to hold at least 2 people if it's a quick trip?
That would increase your risk significantly.
True.
Well, we can guarantee it with 1 at a time, at which I'm fine with that. Just as a preliminary, just one of you hold an end of a rope, and I'll hold the other end, which is strong. Which should, I don't know how long of rope we have. We're doing this before we summon this thing, by the way.
Yeah, I figured you didn't summon it and are like, all right,
Hold
let's
up.
talk about it for 9
minute.
rounds.
I love how Chad is saying that we can't leave Ilana and Lauren on the same side of the gap at the same time. So we're going to have to figure this out, like that puzzle with the goose and the fox and the feet.
Is that because Ilana will kill Lorne, or?
No, because, well, Lauren just threatened to stab Ilana like 10 minutes ago. So
Oh, you know what? That's fair. Yeah.
It was a
Yeah,
psychological exercise,
It was hypothetical and it was for a learning lesson, and
and
So
she
it's one of those
failed.
things where
just
you
kidding.
take Ilana over first, and then you take Shensen over.
Can't leave Shensen alone because she needs someone to be looking at her at all times.
Oh, that's
No,
fair.
no,
yeah.
I
Appreciating
didn't.
her.
What? Hey,
so so Ilana and Shensen will go over together, and then we send it back. And
All right.
We can just
So,
do one at a
we
time.
have 50 foot of rope. It'll take 15 total actions, total of 5 rounds basically, so we can do this.
Yeah, you're in pretty good shape. However, this thing doesn't have a saddle and isn't exactly trained for riding. So when folks make the trip across, I am going to need them to make probably an athletics check.
I'll go first. Come on, bird thing. Now this is a proper bird thing. It's got proper bird wings and everything. 22 athletics.
And that is perfectly fine. So
We get each other.
So you break out the rope. You've talked about your plan. You summon the Griffin. Roark hops on it. It flies over to the other side. And Roark, you do a great job. You do it almost gracefully. The Griffin kind of stares at you with a squawk as you reach the other side and are able to hop off and send it back on its way.
I bow, and let him go, and I have the rope basically. So if anyone is on the whoever's coming over next takes the other end, and if they fall, I'll be holding onto it.
Oh, you know what I just realized? Summoned creatures only get 2 actions per round. So
Fair.
I think you're still
Point.
fine, though. I think you have 20. So the margin is just much smaller.
Yes.
I mean,
But
it's
that's
our actions with its actions, but it'll do fine. And its fly speed's insane, so.
Yeah, I mean, it can make the transit in 1 turn. So basically what it is every 2 rounds, it completes 1 trip, and 1 person makes it over. So you should be fine. There's only 4 of you. If there were 6, you'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
So as you're doing this, Grisfell pops out, and he's like, can I have my own trip?
You can come with me, Grizz.
All
I
right.
hop on.
Okay.
I command it to ride, and I hop and I fly over.
Sure, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
I have the feat called ride.
Oh, you do?
Does not, so I just automatically succeed. Want me to read it?
Jason.
Okay.
Jason seems
No.
perturbed by that.
No, you're fine.
You
You're
seem
fine.
pretty
Yep.
pissed off that I didn't fall to my death.
Yeah, no, you're all good. Ride works out just fine. So you're fine.
All right, cool. All right, go back.
All right. Who's next?
Now you guys don't have
I'll
this
go.
feat, so good luck. And that's a natural 20.
I'm gonna
you
like
do
stand
it
on the back.
like a handstand.
Applause.
Yeah.
Applause.
Applaud. Yeah.
Hey. Just treat it like it's a circus act, and you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
that's
able
what I didn't
to
do.
make it across without any trouble whatsoever. Yeah, with elegance.
I wanna go
and
again.
grace. That leaves only Ilana.
oh dear.
Good
All right.
luck.
Nope.
You got a rope.
There
just
it
in
is.
case, right? Just in case that happens.
You
Yeah.
have 1 point left.
That was 11. I have 1 hero point I hit roll 20. Don't do me dirty.
I mean, if you fall to your death, don't worry. You don't need a hero point because you'll be instantly dead.
Thank you, Peyton.
I mean, I just want her to know how great of a situation she's in.
Yeah, I mean, a 200-foot fall is going to do 100 points of damage.
Wait.
So.
If I have pest form, and I can just turn into an insect, and those fly, don't they?
No, you don't. You're not high enough level to have a flying insect.
18?
I'm gonna roll.
18 will make it.
I like when this thing is too tall for me to climb on, and there's no like shallow rock for me to hop onto its back, so that was a problem, and I'm just kind of like holding around its neck, but my arms are too short for that too.
So it just kneels down, lets you on it. I'm commanding it. It follows my commands.
Yeah, but you tried to stab me like not that long ago.
I didn't try to stab you. I gave you a hypothetical question that you failed at miserably. I didn't like take out a knife and like I'm gonna get you, and then like swing it the hand to hand, and like give me your money, like nerd. Like I didn't do any of that.
But, like,
you're all
Shensen's
making a
constantly
narrative.
hitting Roark all the time, and they're friends.
Like you're making a narrative.
It's all in good fun.
It's friendly. Either way, I barely make it over.
You tried to befriend a creature to try to eat you. That's not
I
how
barely
this
make it
world
over.
works.
I don't like heights.
You folks just let me know if you want to continue.
By the way, Roark, are you still damaged from when I stabbed you, Roark?
Oh, yeah, I have a little bit of damage.
Oh, well, here, have it back. It's happy good bard music, and it makes you feel good.
Oh, look at
See, Lon,
playing
it's
some traveling music.
it's normal.
Yeah. I'm sorry I stabbed you. Here's some healing. It doesn't rhyme. It's only first level.
Yeah, I mean, you're not getting iambic pentameter here out of a first level spell.
Yeah, no, come on.
All right, so, rhyming couplets. All right, so, you leave this cave behind and continue making your journey, deeper and deeper into the Cloaker Caves. As you make this journey, you start seeing fewer and fewer, drow bones. You do still find a fair number of Cloaker bones. Kind of scattered all over the place. And as you're making this journey, you find a Cloaker corpse that looks really quite distorted. The bones look warped and bent.
Like a spell did it, or...
Give me a nature check.
Yep. 21. I'm going to bed down and I'm going to examine the bones. And oh, that looks very painful.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been, some sort of spell. It could also have been some alchemical process warping the body structure. It's kind of unclear. You're not getting... The thing that you're ruling out is that it's certainly not something natural. This wasn't like, oh, it's a cloaker that had a weird physiology.
Ugh. Alright, I'm gonna actually detect magic. Can I do that, or has it been too long for me to detect any magic? That did it.
I mean, I think with that, you'll just be like, magic exists.
Magic, yeah. There's too much around here.
I think the party is getting high enough level to start to be able to detect a lot more about things when they cast detect magic.
Yeah, just like, did a spell do this?
Just because you are higher level now. Right? Because at first level, it just detects the presence or absence of magic. Now, at third level,
of magic.
You learn the highest level magical effect at the school of it within range. So it starts to tell you magic that's within range. It also starts telling you a bit about it.
Right.
And at once you hit 7th level, it'll also tell you exactly where the highest source of magic is within range.
So next week?
You're not getting 7th level next week. Come on.
So what? Is it Lorne? Is the magic I'm detecting now just like radiating off me and Lorne?
So to be clear, you also get to ignore the magic that you know about.
Yeah.
So if the party has magic items on them, you can ignore that when you use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what besides it's not natural, something happened to this cloaker that was very painful and warped it to death.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
I think.
Yeah, you're not sure though. You're not.
All right.
You're not. You don't know more than that.
Let's tread very carefully. I'm going to look around. If Roll20 will let me. 32. I'm going to look around as we tread lightly through this area.
So, as you're making your way higher and higher into these caves, and you've reached a point where some of the caverns that you were in kind of came to an end. So they went up these vast distances, and then they just kind of ended. But you've now kind of hit a point where you're kind of starting to meander through some caves, and two things become apparent. One is somewhere off in the distance you can hear the sound of water, like roaring water, like maybe a waterfall.
Like we're finally to the top of the waterfall that the cloakers live behind, maybe?
You're not sure. You might be near it, but you can't really tell. The second thing you notice is that you have heard the sound of kind of... At first you thought, is that bats? And then you realize, no, it can't be bats. It must be more cloakers. And they seem to be near you. Like the more you kind of strain your ears to listen for it, the more like you can kind of tell that there are cloakers that must be nearby that are either watching you or following you. You're not really sure.
All right, and they were intelligent creatures, so that they've been dealing with the all right, everybody step carefully as let's continue forward.
I'm gonna have my shield raised
All
in
right.
preparation.
Does anyone else want to take a special kind of stance as you're exploring these caves?
I'm
Sneaky
going
mode.
to load my crossbow.
Put a shotgun shell on my staff. Just
Load.
So generally speaking, we don't do this too often because the party is rarely in kind of long-term exploration, but basically I'm kind of trying to get a sense of what you're doing, right? You can have one tactic ready, so if you want to be sneaking, you can do that. If you want to have a weapon ready, you can do that. If you want to have a shield out and raised, you can do that. And that may affect how you start the fight, right? It may give you, you get to have your weapon out, or you get to have your shield up, or you get to start with stealth. Those are all things you can get in exploration mode. We don't do it too often, but here it makes a lot of sense. So it sounds like we got some weapons out and some sneakies, and so that'll work out great. Okay. So you continue making your way deeper and deeper into these caves, and eventually you start running into caves. You're still on a path that leads in a very specific direction, but the passageway starts being joined by other caves, and it looks like you're entering kind of a... It's hard to describe, but it feels like you're starting to get into like a central junction, like a crossroads. And the cave you are in has kind of wound its way into a kind of a more central area. You've been joined by several other branching passages.
oh, go on, Shensen.
Careful.
Well, I'm looking around the corner, but it's I don't know what it's all dark.
Wait. 1 second. Russell wants to help. What does Russell in my dark vision see?
The first thing it sees is a monster that's emitting light again, which is really weird. Let me fix that.
I don't think we're getting the light
We're not getting that.
side. Yeah.
Oh, I know why, because it's not clicked to show to PCs, so no worries. It's fine.
Oh dear.
It's all fine.
Oh no. That was a bad decision. It was a fine decision. So there's a monster up ahead.
No, there's nothing. It's fine.
Well, did Russell see it or not?
No one saw anything. All right. All right. So,
But what does my
do you
Russell's
do?
dark vision see?
Sorry, what was that? You sent Russell ahead?
Yeah, I use familiar space.
And
for dark
where
vision.
have you sent him?
Like right between Shensen's legs, waddling all the way up between us all to look around the corner.
So Russell sees the passageway after the bend, turns, goes for a distance, maybe 10 feet or so, before opening up into a vast chamber. Like you're at the edge of a very large chamber.
Oh dear. Can I wrestle perception to look for anything? Monsters, other drow, entryways.
So just looking around and giving a listen, you can hear that kind of flapping, and sometimes it gets close and sometimes it sounds far away. It's definitely echoing through the chamber that you're coming to. But you can't really get the sense of it. Here is one thing that Russell does hear, though. This very kind of faint...
Something's having a snack.
Wrap its back, boys. Go in there, kill it. One ready. Let's go.
All right, something's having a snack. Russell, come back, please, dear.
Russell's like, and comes toddling back.
You've done marvelously, thank you. And I put him back in my hair.
All right, he goes back to hiding.
All right, Shensen, be prepared.
I'm always ready.
And sneaky, please.
That too. There's not really a good sneaky icon in this thing here. Oh no, ninja. There we go.
Good to know. All right, there we go. All right, so the party advances. Go ahead and move yourselves forward a bit there. I realize you can't see much until Lauren kind of comes out into the space.
There you go.
Oh.
All right, so the first thing you kind of notice as you make your way around that corner there is,
there you go,
as your tokens all overlap, is that you are looking out into a rather large chamber. It looks a lot like up ahead, the floor kind of drops away down into further darkness. There are a series of kind of ledges making their way down into some pit. As you make your way into this chamber, you can hear this kind of wet, burping, squelching noise coming from somewhere down there in the darkness. There are also a lot of Cloaker Bones in this chamber. They are all over the place. And you can kind of see them just scattered about.
Do they have teeth marks in them? Like, I pick up the nearest one and I examine it.
They're all weirdly like warped and bent, and some of them are kind of chewed on and shattered on one end.
I have a theory of what's going on now.
In addition, all around the area that you are in right now, there are also buckets, many of which have been damaged or broken.
Like buckets what the farmer would use to milk his cow?
Or like the buckets that were full of the flesh stuff.
Ooh,
more like the latter. These look like the flesh buckets.
Sounds to me the drow found a solution to their cloaker problem in the form of this slime business.
So they've been feeding the cloakers, and in return, the cloakers are only attacking the orcs. Because as long as the drow feed the cloakers...
Sounds more than likely the cloakers don't want to mess with the drow because the drow's got something that eats them more.
So you hear a kind of flapping and wing fluttering from the distance, and it's rapidly drawing closer. And at that, I am going to need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, that was terrible.
Initiative ho, and whoop. Lauren got a 22.
I got a 26.
Well, what else you guys get?
All right, we got a 14.
Remember, people on audio got to hear what you got, or else they're going to sit here.
Yeah, let
like,
everybody know what you rolled, right?
Yeah, because like, well,
I rolled a big old stinker.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
I don't like the looks of that.
Oh no! Do I have any third level spell? Oh my gosh! Okay.
What? Stop looking at the roll chest.
I mean, you
We can't
have
help it.
for the
It's right
pod-
there.
roll 20
For the
has a
podcast,
feature.
Jason's giant gibbering mouth rolled an initiative of 30.
We're about to die.
You have a thing called Game Master rolls where you
I
hide
thought
it.
that when it was on the GM layer, that stuff didn't appear, but I guess not. All right.
No.
Well, now I know, and knowing is half the battle. All right, so moving on. Roark, you may act first. You definitely hear that something is fluttering in the darkness ahead of you.
Okay. I am going to take an action, to ready an action, to strike at the first bad thing that I see, whether it be a flappy cloaker or a giant gibbering mouther that comes within my reach.
All right, so that's
and then-
two of your actions, and then,
I'll
raising your
and then
buckler.
I'll
I'm assuming
raise my
is your turn?
buckler. Yep.
All right. Well, it is handy that you did so, because swooping out of the darkness is a horrifying cloaker comes swooping out. It is, let's see here. There it is. Okay. So it is going to come swooping out and right there. No, I think it's on the wrong layer. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. There he is.
I believe in you.
It comes swooping out of the darkness and attempts to bite you, Roark.
All right. Well, here comes my.
However,
ready
your
action.
reaction triggers first.
Yeah, here we go. Let's hope for the best. A 27 to hit for 6 damage, piercing damage.
A 27 will hit handily, and that is going to deal 6 damage to the cloaker. You slash out at this thing as it swoops out of the darkness, and that's its first action. And you know, with its second 2 actions, it's going to unleash a sound that you cannot hear, but I do need everyone to make me a will save. It's going to do that instead.
Oh dear. Oh.
Lon got a
Now-
22.
Is this
Yeah,
the type of
James.
sound that I can counter performance, or is it? Does
It's
that work?
for your counter performance. That's an interesting question, because you can't hear it, so you don't know what's happening until it happens. So
Right.
I'm going to say no.
I got a
All right.
natural 20 and a 33.
33 is fantastic. Ooh, Shensen.
I got an opportunity to roll a hero point, and
Oh, hey,
roll
look
that.
at that.
Oh no!
Oh, good. No.
I, not great.
All right.
The good
Roark
news
got
is
a
that was
24.
my last hero point, so now that now I'm totally out. So,
You should have
So-
one left.
oh, good.
So this sound that washes over you leaves you in just kind of a brain fog. You are left in kind of a stupor. You gain Clumsy 1 and Stupefied 1 for 1 minute. And I'm going to go ahead and find we'll do that. And that's going to be for both. So basically, you take a penalty on, well, Clumsy and Stupefied hits all of your physical stats and all of your mental stats. So it's basically a -1 on all your checks. All right. That is the end of its turn. Lorne.
And how can I predict? Oh, whoosh. That's an 18.
An 18.
That doesn't. That's not going to hit. Correct.
You don't think so, no.
Okay. And re-rolling. And boom, 21.
All right. You go flinging a chunk of rock through the darkness, and it just comes up short. This thing does a loop-de-loop right around it, and the rock misses.
Actually. And
You still have 1 action left.
And there's nothing I can do because, shield 10 minutes. Yeah, I can do shield again. So shield. Then I'm done.
All right, you cast shield. Very good. Shensen.
Jensen?
Shensen?
Jensen?
Is that because you're stupefied?
Oh, hi. I had to mute because
unmute.
I had to sneeze, and I decided not to share that with the internet.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
fair.
So I'm going to be casting some spells here. I'm going to cast, and then it's a DC 5 flat check while I'm stupefied, correct?
I
Or is it
believe so,
DC
yes.
6? All right, so the first one I'm going to try to cast is a preparatory mirror image. My flat check for that is glorious. It's a 13. So I have mirror image going. I am then going to inspire courage.
So for you, it's actually going to be a DC of 6, just so you know, because you're stupefied 1.
Right. And my inspire courage also barely happens.
Oh, just barely.
Then I'm going to lingering composition that one. And that one does not work.
All right. Well, you inspire courage for a round.
We still do get this. And I changed since anyway. All right. Let me put up a couple more things. I'm done. I'm going to be playing around with my icons for a little bit.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, you enjoy all of the icon fun. Eventually, we won't be able to see your character at all.
I'm not a ninja anymore, so I'll take the ninja off because that's probably noisy.
Yeah.
Next person.
Alana, we are over to you.
I want to bring this thing down, but I don't have any more Earthbind, so I'm going to try and hit it with a Tanglefoot to at least slow it down.
An attack of 24 will hit.
So that should hit it and slow it down. At least that'll make its fly also less negative 10 feet, right? A circumstance penalty for its speed.
Yeah. So success means it takes a 10-foot penalty to its speed for 1 round, and it can attempt an escape check if it wants to remove the penalty.
But it's a cantrip, so it's naturally heightened. So wouldn't it be 2 rounds?
Yes. Yeah, because you're casting as 3rd. Yeah, that'll be 2 rounds.
So it's not brought to the ground, but at least it's slowed down, and I have my pre-loaded crossbow, so I'm going to shoot it.
Correct.
24.
Well, so did you take the penalty on that? No, you didn't.
No, so 19.
19. So you let loose with the hand crossbow, but it comes up just a bit short and misses the cloaker. All right. So somewhere down in the darkness, you hear a kind of a with this loud burping, gurgling sound. There is...
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, yikes.
I do not have enough spells for this.
something horrific down in the darkness that is burbling up from down below. And the first thing it's going to do is it doesn't move, but it spends its actions to you quickly come to realize that this cave is filled with all these, like, at first you just thought they were like cracks or crevices, but you quickly come to realize it's like a series of like tunneled holes in the ground, and this thing comes like a tendril of flesh comes squirting up directly underneath the cloaker and attempts to grab it.
Oh, it's a helper. It's a helper melter.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
And I rolled a natural 20.
Well, good thing it's on it, and not me.
What if they weren't feeding the cloakers? What if they were feeding this thing?
It's probably both.
Its tendril lashes out at the cloaker. The cloaker screams out in pain as the tendril hits it, and the tendril just like rips off a chunk of its wing and like pulls it back down into the ground, where it's being dissolved back down into this nightmarish thing. The second thing it's going to do is it's going to spit acid from the bottom of the pit at Shensen. You are the next nearest creature. Armor class of 25.
My armor class is only 23. But I do have mirror image.
By a gob of acid from this thing down in the pit that does 16
mirror image
damage.
Mirror image.
Oh,
well, 1d4 for my mirror images.
Yeah.
All right, let me roll a d4. 4 is you. 3.
Oh boy!
So that is going to hit a mirror image instead. And with this thing's third action, yeah, you know what? I think I have to give her. I'm going to get that automatically, but I didn't turn it on. So we're going to go ahead and turn that on. So everybody needs to make me a will save.
I will the save and get a 19.
This one is a counter-performanceable thing, though, correct?
Correct.
25.
All right. Oh, that's a terrible roll.
You have 8 points.
You also need to make me a flat check to cast the spell.
Oh, yeah. That flat check is coming up right now. Made it. But it's just a 19, so... Blah.
It's not good anyway. Okay, so looking at the list of saves, Lorne, you have failed. Roark, you have failed.
No.
Uh-oh.
Looks like the other two made it.
I'm gonna hero... Is it too late for me to hero point my performance check?
We'll say no.
I do that.
And
Good job.
And you get a nat 1.
That was a nat 1. So,
Chat, I need more hero points. Thank you.
Lorne and Roark, you are both confused.
Excellent.
And just so you know, you are flat-footed. You do not treat anyone as an ally.
Yeah.
You use all of your actions to strike or cast offensive cantrips.
I can read the thing if you want.
Yeah, but your targets are determined randomly. So, just gonna pop this out so I have it handy.
Yeah. So for a thing, as you prepare your stuff, you don't have your wits about you, and you don't attack wildly. You're flat-footed, which means you're screwed. You don't treat anyone as an ally, though they might still treat you as one. And you can't delay, ready, or use reactions. You can use all your actions to strike or cast offensive cantrips, though the Game Master can have you use other actions, but still attack, yada, yada, yada. Targets are determined randomly by the Game Master, so we're dead. If you have no other valuable targets, you target yourself. I'm dead. Automatically hitting, but not scoring a critical hit. If I do that. If it's impossible for you to attack or cast spells, you babble incoherently, wasting your actions. Each time you take damage from an attack or a spell, you attempt a DC 11 flat check to recover from your confusion or in the condition. So everyone learned something today.
And today I learned a thing. All right. Okay, so Roark, you're up first.
Who do I attack randomly?
Well, what are you
reach.
doing? You have to spend your actions to attack, or so I'm assuming you're just attacking with your short sword.
Yes, I will say attacking with my short sword. I guess I could cast a spell, but I'm not going to be doing that.
We'll go ahead and say 1, 2, 3 is the Cloaker, 4, 5, 6 is Ilana.
Mm-hmm.
The Cloaker.
Oh, right.
Hey, Lauren, when you said you were going to stab me earlier, I didn't realize that was a prediction.
But I'm not an ally, so I don't get the bard bonus. Right?
Still an ally. I don't know any better.
Yeah, I think that's emanating from Shensen, so it still hits you. Because Shensen still considers you an ally.
If Shensen still treats you as an ally, then I think that would still apply.
And I've added it in, but I got a 17.
Well, a 17 is not gonna do it.
Do I continue to attack the same target for all of my...
No, we will roll each time.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and roll again. Same thing, 1, 2, 3. Yep, There we go.
Okay, here comes that second attack. A 19 to hit.
I like to think that background music is a manifestation of your confusion.
It is a manifestation of my confusion,
yeah. You know what? I just realized I need to roll a save for the Cloaker, actually. Hold on. Oh, it failed. It's flat-footed as well. Okay. So let's see here. That is going to... that hits. All right.
All right. Takes 11 piercing damage.
All right. And your third attack is going to go at Cloaker again.
All right. I'm not going to attack my friends. I may be confused, but I'm not evil.
You're confused about how delicious that Cloaker is.
It's much bigger and probably an easier target.
Indeed. That's a 22 to hit, actually.
Yeah, you're going to slash out and hit it again. You are still an effective combatant even when you don't have your wits about you.
Ah!
All
Bad
right.
fashion!
The Cloaker is going to randomly attack. So it's going to go ahead and attack with its tail because that has reach. 1, 2, 3 is Roark. 4, 5, 6 is Ilana. It's going to slash out with its tail at Ilana. Here it comes.
Oof.
Oh, well, I rolled a 1, so that's going to miss.
Does it hurt itself in its confusion?
No, I'm afraid not.
Wrong
but
brand.
it will attack again. This one's going at Roark. Comes a tail. Armor class 20. That's going to miss.
Okay, since I'm flat-footed, that's a hit. And I didn't get to raise my buckler because I was too confused.
Oh, hey.
That hits me.
So the tail comes lashing out at you and strikes you in the middle of your honesty. Take 15 points of damage.
Ow.
Oh,
Keep your honesty more armored.
we never got to heal after the last battle, did we?
I got a little healing from Shensen, but I'm no longer confused for what it's worth. So I'm not flat-footed for a third attack, I guess, if it attacks me.
Oh, yeah. Technically, I suppose it would have gotten 2 flat checks to end its confusion as well. Let me see if it can make those. Nope,
Oh,
failed the
yeah.
first one. Because you attacked it first.
That's true. I forgot about that.
And it made the second one, so it's not confused anymore. Which doesn't affect the outcome. It still would have taken those attacks. But it does now have its third action, and instead of attacking, it's going to try and get the hell out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It goes flying off into the darkness. The moment those tendrils come up and the kind of crazed noise starts coming out of here, it goes into a panic and tries to flee. It flies back the way it came.
Oh, I kind of still wanted it as a cloak. I'll find it later.
Gruesome and weird.
Lorne.
Hunting. Using the whole
Okay.
body.
I use my staff to strike, but there's no available targets for me except myself. So I automatically hit myself. So I go thump, and I hit myself with a 25, doing 7 damage. And
Well,
so then I roll
Yeah.
a d20 and fail the DC, and then I hero point that.
Dunk, dunk, dunk.
And I get a natural 20. I critically succeed my save. I'm no longer stupefied.
Well, you're no longer confused.
Or stupefied, confused, etc. And yeah, that's all I can do. End of my turn. I cured myself.
No, don't you have 2 whole actions left then, don't you?
No, I think
yes.
I use all my actions to strike.
Fair enough.
You basically I have to use all my actions to do that. So I don't know if that's like 3 things, or do I do 1 to do it, or all of them have to strike? or something?
So here's the thing. You make attacks, but I can actually make you move first. So your first action is actually to move to there.
No, come on, you.
That's what this condition says, Lauren.
Oh. Just so anyone's ever confused, it does say that the game master can have you use other actions to facilitate attacks, such as draw a weapon, move so a target is in reach, and so forth. Because I was hoping you wouldn't read that part.
Oh, yeah, you were hoping I wouldn't read my own game.
Yeah.
Oh, Peyton, is that the part you yada 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 over?
Yep.
It is, in
Okay,
fact,
I
the
see why
part
you did that
yada,
now.
yada.
Nice try.
So you can have your hero point back.
Whatever.
So I'm going to make you keep that attack roll. I'm just going to determine randomly who it's against. Shensen or Roark. 1, 2, 3 is Shensen. Shensen, armor class 25.
Does that hit me or an image?
Oh, that's a good point. Let's find out. 5 or 6 is you. That's you.
Ow!
Take 7 points of damage. And Lauren, if you would be so kind, make an attack roll again.
Okay. Good luck, everybody. Fist.
I mean, you have a staff in your hand. You can't attack with the fist.
That's cool. Can you determine what weapon I use? It says the strike, and I got a fist. We can
really
battle all day.
Rules lawyer me on this, Peyton?
We can battle all day. No, in the spirit, I can use a staff. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Here's a staff. I got 11.
Yeah, no, it misses. It's not a big deal. You're terrible at this. So, all right.
I'm sorry. I wanted to give you a hard time.
Yeah, no, you did a fine job. All right, so...
That he was going to be more annoying this session.
All right,
yeah,
you know what? And here,
I promised you.
You get the damn bean back. so enjoy that. Shensen, it's your turn.
I give Lauren the stink eye.
I give you the one eye that's looking in a direction and the one that's looking at you.
Whoa. Yeah, that's a universal glance. If I'm confused, so there's a big old monster down there that I don't necessarily want to deal with. Should we just like back out and regroup? That's my vote.
Well, Lauren would have to come with us.
Yeah, that's kind of tough right
confused.
now. You can
I have no idea how long this condition will last.
All right. Well, instead, I'm going to roll a d20 here to see if my sound burst that I'm about to cast goes off. And it does not.
You got 2 hero points.
Yeah, I'm just going to dejectedly walk away from that. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to here and say we should go. This is bigger than we needed to deal with right now. We forgot to heal up. We need to regroup.
So you back back down the corridor away from this thing. After your sound burst fails to fire. Ilana.
Ooh, I think it might be a good idea to back out and regroup as well. Also to figure out what's wrong with Lauren.
Yeah, just grab me and let's go.
He'll probably follow us. He's.
Y'all need to leave and call the wizard support line for a damaged unit.
You're calling the wizard help desk?
Yep.
Hello, our wizard doesn't have magic missile.
All right, I'm going to 5, 10. Oh, that's really close to Lauren. I can't get out of here without passing by Lauren.
I mean,
he doesn't have a tax opportunity. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I didn't multi-class the warrior or anything.
5,
or
10,
fighter,
15.
rather.
I'm going to go around the side. 5, 10, 15, 20, and I don't want to make it mad, so...
There's a blur near me. Nah! Swing a staff.
Oh, no, I don't want to attack it because then it's going to notice and come after us, and so far it's only been after the cloakers, so I'm going to just use my actions and back out and guide Lauren out live bait. You wanted to stab me, remember? This way, come on.
Sing! Start clanking bottles with my hands.
All right. Ilana is making a break for it. At this point, the giant puddle of undulating flesh in the bottom of this pit goes. The first thing it's going to do is it's going to force its fleshy tendrils through the rock. And on the far side of the chamber... You hear a nightmarish... And you hear a weird squelching scream and the sound of like leathery flapping. And then it suddenly grows quiet on that side of the chamber.
It's going to take care of the cloakers for us. And
yeah, that's why we got to back out and let it do its thing.
With its second action, actually that's going to be its second and third action. All of the ground in this area suddenly begins to soften and turn to mud, and you can see its like ropey tendrils like starting to swim up from inside the mud and the muck all over the place. All of this area is now difficult terrain.
we got to go.
Roark.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Dance Lauren back. Dance Lauren back.
Oh, I could. Yeah, I'm gonna dance at him. It's a good idea. I'll use
Bring him
leading
this way.
dance
Bring him this way.
to move him towards the. Hey, now, Lauren, we don't dance enough together.
Yeah, let's do it, baby.
You're confused. You don't know any better. Oh, that's a terrible roll.
You have hero
that's not
points.
Yeah.
But I'm also just gonna do it again. It's my second action. All right, a
That's
30.
a 30.
That'll beat your will DC.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Okay.
What's your will save?
I think it's like 21, I think.
Oh, your
Well,
DC's
yeah,
a 21?
It's
Okay.
21, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's not quite a critical. So I'll dance him so he's 5 foot back. There you go. Ah!
I'm dancing, having a good time.
And as my third action, I'll step here. Since that's it. Well, I could also I could literally just leave
clonk
though.
me. Just clonk me so I can get rid of this. Punch me. I'm a wizard.
Okay. I hit you over the head with my buckler.
Bang.
No, I might miss. No, you're flat-footed.
Yeah, I'm flat-footed and all that,
Okay.
which is I think that is just enough. My AC is 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll hit.
There you go.
So plonk, and I will
4 points
roll.
of damage and roll your D20.
And I'm not confused.
Snap out of it! Bonk.
I was like,
All right.
what's going on?
You bash Peyton in the head, and he is no longer confused.
Well, you tried to attack us, and you whacked yourself with the staff.
I
and
didn't
you
try
tried
to attack you. Some unknown force tried to attack you.
And guess what? I'm still your friend.
Yeah, but I didn't hit you, though.
Aw, that's best story ever.
That's
All
not how
right.
this works, Ilana. That wasn't part of the lesson. You failed again. Let's run.
All right, so if the party is backing up, everybody can do so except Roark, who's still within reach before he can flee.
Uh-oh.
All right.
All right.
You're going to attack me?
So everybody begins moving back. We get back to this thing's turn. It is going to squeeze a tendril through the ground up at you and attempt to bite you, Roark.
Ooh.
But that is actually a critical failure.
I think it's attacking me at such range. I bet I can't opportunity post.
I would actually say that because it's attacking you with this weird special ability, you would get the ability to slice at what's coming up at you. if you want.
I can't help myself. It's just
Too good of
instinct
an
with me.
opportunity of attack.
18.
So you slice out at it, and despite the fact that you hit some fleshy tendril, you don't think you did anything. With its second action, it's going to spit acid at you. Oh.
Oof.
Oof.
Ouchie. Ouchie, ouchie.
That is going to hit with an armor class of 27, and it is going to do 26 points of acid damage.
Wow.
And I need you to make a fortitude save.
Oh no. Don't like the sound of that. Oh, 26. Not too
A
bad, I guess.
26, like it sprays acid all over you, and some of it gets up in your eyes, and for a moment your vision starts clouding over, but you manage to brush it off. And with its third action, it's going to continue softening the ground. It's now turning into mud and muck in here.
Ah.
That gets back to you, Roark, but since the party is just kind of pulling back, you can kind of just do that.
Yeah, leave. If it doesn't chase us down the hallway, then we're backing up.
It doesn't appear to be leaving its pit. It kind of
Okay.
lives in that domain, and it appears to just be living there. Or at least you think it is. It doesn't chase you up the hallway.
I mean,
Yeah. I'm wondering if we could just go around it. I mean, well,
hug the
after we've
wall
healed up
sneak
and whatnot.
around.
Yeah, we should go
Need
back,
to,
heal
yeah.
up. and
Oh, I definitely need
recover from
healing
our
now.
super twisted light.
Well, so the party kind of backs off a bit, trying to stay out of this thing's reach, and you can hear it kind of gibbering and its mad squelching, cackling happening off in the distance. And as it is very active, you quickly come to realize that the cloakers are very, very quiet. You can't hear them.
So either
Yeah,
they're
I'm
lying
gonna-
low because that thing's awake.
I'm going to try to pay a little bit of attention to the sounds that it's making because I might try ghost sound in the future to fake the cloakers into thinking it's making that noise.
Yeah, I mean, you know, thinking about it, it's pretty clear that the cloakers are terrified of this thing.
Are there any
That's 'cause they're smart.
stalagmites on the ceiling?
Of the chamber,
Yes.
some, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Are
Not
they
like the room that was filled with traps.
No,
That
but are
looked
they-
intentional.
directly over it?
Yeah, she's thinking of one that's large enough that we can dislodge it to kill it immediately.
Yeah.
You
Like
don't
it's a
think
video
so?
game boss fight.
You would need like a really big one to make that happen, and there's just nothing in that room. The room is it looks like there's been a lot of fighting in that room. That room also looks like from what you could see in the darkness, it looked like there were a lot of caves leading into and out of this room. And also once you got into that room, the kind of roaring water sounded not too far away. So you're pretty sure that you're getting close to the kind of surface of the huge cavern, the Evervault, right? And that this is somehow connected to it.
This is probably where they nested before that came to stay for a little while. So, yeah. Have we backed out? Are we out of the room?
Yeah, you're back down. I'm leaving the map here just because, you know.
Something to look at. All right. I'm going to take time and roll a few d8s and medicine everybody up.
Okay.
All right, Roark.
That acid. Oh boy.
Wow, that was terrible.
Oh,
3.
boy.
Sorry. Lorne.
Why? Is it
11.
the Hello Kitty Band-Aid this time?
What's that?
I'll tell you when
I would
you're
love
older.
to say hello to a cat. It's been ages since we've saw one.
I'll tell you when you're older. Don't worry about it.
Shensen gets a 9.
Hey, that fixes the terrible brain.
And I have a
shot that-
14. And then give me a second, and I will do another spell for Roark. Russell wants to help.
He is a good puppers who will cast many spells.
So 14 for Roark. So that heals us up.
Okay. That
Just
gets me
a
to
little
about
bit.
halfway.
Ooh. I'll throw you a soothe then, Rourke. I'm assuming.
Okay.
Am I still stupefied?
The stupefied was lasting a while. Let me double check the duration on that. I think that is not opening. Let's try again. There we are. That is lasting for a minute, so that comes to an end.
All right. Here you go, Rourke. Here's a little bit of whispered. You're not really that hurt. You're feeling a lot better.
Thank you.
Why don't you just relax and enjoy
How
this
soothing.
opportunity, not get attacked? Yes, thank you.
Yes. How soothing.
That was very soothing.
I assume the S in ASMR stands for Shensen.
Yeah.
Automatic Shensen muttering.
Yeah,
respite.
sure. Automated
That's about right.
Shoggoth muttering. Wait, no, that's the wrong kind of ASMR. So you all withdraw to this other cave, and to be honest, if you venture around and explore some of the other caves, it looks like almost all caves venture into that cave before going somewhere else. It looks
All
like kind of a
Caves
central
lead to gibbering mouther.
hub or nexus. you
Is
know.
there like a little niche or a little crevice we can wedge ourselves into for the night?
You're pretty sure there's a lot of cloakers in the caves around you, but
Oh, this is not good.
the closer you are to that kind of central hub, the fewer cloakers you hear.
So I'm going to roll a survival just to see if we can find somewhere. 24 to find like a niche we can wedge ourselves into that's not full of cloakers and not close enough to the gibbering monster that we can find it.
You go taking a look around, and with a 24, you can find kind of a quiet niche that you're pretty sure is safe. It's a little hard to tell. You're not sure if you're far enough away that the monster, the nightmarish flesh pit, won't come and eat you, or if you're too far away so that the cloakers come and try and eat you. You're not sure, but the cloakers seem to live in this area. You have found more than one, like, old, in your searchings, you found more than one old nest, you would guess. It looks like it's kind of got like small slime covered stalactites that apparently cloakers have hung on to. You find more than one kind of remnant of a cloaker egg, you think, some weird leathery sack. This is clearly like the cloakers' home territory in the caves, and at the heart of it is this nightmarish monster
that is eating them. So, all right, we sleep in shifts.
All right,
let's take a long rest, recover spells, and I don't know if we want to go after it again so soon, because it seems like we have to get past it somehow to figure out.
The trick is, if we get past it, we get to the waterfall, and then have we solved the problem of the cloakers only attacking orcs?
Well, we definitely haven't, and I don't know if they're attacking the orcs because the drow are feeding this thing, or are they?
Like if we kill this thing, maybe they'll go back to living here and not attacking the orcs.
Well, whatever this thing is, this is very similar to the other flesh-warped creations that you've seen down in the drow.
Yeah, I bet the drow stank this place up with one of their portable slobber monsters.
So do you think the flesh, whatever their buckets were full of, are feeding this thing to keep it funneled to use as a threat against them out there, the cloakers?
I think so.
As you say this, the whole thing kind of snaps into place. It becomes clear that the drow have been feeding this nightmarish flesh pit creature to keep it docile, to keep it fed, so that it does not feed upon the cloakers. Should the cloakers, of course, anger the drow, all they would need to do is stop feeding it, and it would lash out and feed upon all of them. But how you solve that
before we came here?
But how you solve that is a story we will have to pick up next week. So I think that's where we're going to call it here today. We need to brush out a little early here today for a work function, so we're going to call it there today, everybody. I want to thank you all for watching Band of Bravos. I want to encourage you to tune in next Friday at 2 p.m. here on the official Paizo Twitch channel on Twitch, as we will continue this exciting adventure. Before we get going, I'm going to toss it around the horn and let everybody tell you who they are and where you can find them on the internet. We'll start with you, James.
Hi, this is James Jacobs, and I played Shensen, the soothing bard.
The soothing NPR bard, is that?
That's right. Next up will be, I don't know, doing whoever's next.
Once again, that was definitely not the ASMR that I signed up for. Hey guys, I'm Maryssa Marie. I am Paizo's web content manager. I played Ilana Thistlefoot. You can find me on all the social media at Maryssa Marie, MarySsamari.
Hi folks, I'm Jason Keeley, Starfinder developer. You can find me on Twitter at Herzwesten, HerzWesten.
I am Peyton Smith. I am the social media producer, and thank you everybody for playing, and thank you, Mr. Bulmahn, for another amazing, fun-filled adventure in the evil place cave area.
Yes, I want to thank you all for playing, of course. I mean, except Peyton, who tries to cheat.
I didn't cheat. I was following words directly.
Yeah. Just leaving out sentences. It's fine.
I mean, it's
specific words directly.
It's not my fault if you didn't pick up on them.
Also, did you make Peyton turn against us on purpose just to come full circle about the stabbing?
Yeah, maybe.
Because that was a little too on the nosy.
It's convenient confusion, that's for sure. I want to thank everybody here for watching. I am Jason Bulmahn. I'm the director of game design at Paizo. You can find me at all the various social media accounts: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube at /Jason Bulmahn. That's JASON BULMAHN. I hope if you're hanging around on Saturday and feel like some more Pathfinder 2 action, you will join me for Maul over on my Twitch channel. That is the Monster Arena Ultimate League. Kicks off at 4 p.m. tomorrow. That's about all I got for folks here today. We will see you all next Friday at 2 p.m. for another exciting installment of the Band of Bravos. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Farewell.
Bye.
So long.
So long. Goodbye.